here we go. See if we get people coming in this early on a Saturday. I had a lot more people last week than I thought I was going to have, though, so. So this new Apple Watch is already ruling my life. Oh, wake up. Wake up, Nathan. All right. Oop. There we go. Let's see how. Love up. Started with these Purple Heart Pocket Uora. Sold out of these over the holidays, so I'm trying to get as many back in stock as I can. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Saturday Staining. Yeah, got a bunch of Uora. I got to oil up first, and then got a little fighting knife waster, a mango smoothie vampire steak. I got a couple of furniture leg vampire steaks. We're gonna stain up. What's everybody up to this morning? I'll just leave that there. Probably gonna need it again. Hang on 1 sec. I just realized I screwed up. Give me 1 second. I had a painted project drying back there, and I left it sitting in the area where I need to put all this stuff. Probably not a great idea. All right, be right back. I'm gonna put this in the drying room. What's everybody doing this morning? Oh crap, I gotta. Say how I'm doing. Not my brain is not braining this morning. Make sure the oil gets down in the holes. There we go. These two are Ipe or ironwood. These bad boys right here. These will get corded up in the morning on my Sunday finishing work live. If you got any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. I'm just oiling up my projects for this week. I've got some Ipe Uwara, I got this Komori Uwara, I got some Assassin Stilettos, a bunch of other stuff. Well, not a bunch. To be honest, I don't have too much. To be honest, this may be a short live this morning. So if you got questions, stick them in there, because I don't think I'm going to be on very long. I got a lot of stuff to get done this weekend. And because next weekend, I will not be doing Saturday staining or Sunday live, because I will be in Texas. My daughter's getting married, so I will be traveling for my daughter's wedding next weekend. So all I'm going to be working on this week in the shop is custom order projects that I've got to get done. I got a baseball bat and a baton I got to do. These, I got a set of 3 of these. I'm going to sell these as a set. These are Assassin Stilettos. These are based on a, well, they're kind of based on a, I would say, I don't know if they're based on a design. They're based on a description that I read of a stiletto that the Hashishins or Hassansins used, which is where we get the word assassin. They were wooden stilettos that were used to commit the assassination and then toss them in a fire to discard of the weapon. But yeah, sorry this is going to be a short Saturday staining today. But I got shit to do. Found out this morning Facebook restricted my page on Facebook. I'm not entirely sure why. They haven't said. They said I violated a policy, but they failed to tell me what policy. So I don't really give a shit. Facebook's not really that useful, to be honest with you. I hate Facebook. All right, we toss this one. Start with a new rag. I had this piece of white ash that had kind of a messed up grain configuration, but part of it had at least somewhat straight grain, so I made a fighting knife waster out of it. And like all of my wasters in Boken, this is guaranteed to not break for at least a year. It's white ash, it's lasts way longer than that. But all the wasters in Boken in my shop are guaranteed Some are guaranteed for as long as 5 years. These my basic wasters and Boken are guaranteed for up to a year. They will not break under standard use, and if they do, I replace them free of charge. All you gotta do is send me a message and tell me how they broke, a picture if possible, because I like to figure out if they broke because of grain configuration or if it's a design flaw, so I can make sure that I don't repeat that design flaw. It's also why I feel like I don't sell very many Boken and wasters these days, because everybody who buys them, they last for too long. So when people buy them, they don't really need a replacement because they last for a while. And this is another natural wood vampire stake. This is mango wood. We have a mango tree outside our house, and we've had a few hurricanes in recent years. From 2022 to 2024, we had a ton. So I harvested some branches from that tree that got knocked off by the hurricane. Tree's still good, thank goodness. But it's a cool wood. It has an interesting kind of multicolored grain. It's a strong, durable wood. It stands up nice. Should be good to go. All right. That's all my tung oil projects. You wipe this out. What's everybody doing this morning? Anybody got any questions? Stick them in the chat. Or I can just sit here and talk to myself. Either one. I'm cool with either. Get these gloves off. Alright, that's it for my tung oil projects. You put this tung oil away. Also looks like I'm going to be moving my shop sometime in the next few months. So that'll be interesting. And then I was able to salvage these chair legs from a job site, so decided to turn them into a set of vampire stakes. I'm going to stain them today, and then tomorrow I'll do some cord wraps on them. I didn't really want to do much to them. I feel like the fact that they're chair legs kind of makes it look cool, so you don't want to alter stuff like that too much. Oh yeah, probably should have. Oh, there we go. Forgot to grab a screwdriver, so we're doing it the hard way with a hammer here. Well, never mind. We're gonna have to do it with a pocket knife. And we did it with a pocket knife. Anyway, what are you guys doing awake so early? I feel like no one should be awake this early. I don't know why I'm awake this early. Well, I do know why I'm awake this early. I just don't want to be awake this early. I can use change too? What does that mean, Colt? Oh, to open the lid? Yeah. Yeah, you can. I just don't have any. I hate using my pocket knife because I don't want to break the tip, but usually I can get it off without too much stress on the blade. All right, yeah, stir it up. Always stir your stain. It separates in the can. If you do not stir it, you will not get an even stain on your wood. So Nothing worse than uneven wood. There we go. I went with a slightly lighter stain than I normally do for Vampire Stakes. I normally use Jacobine, but I went with Provincial for these because I think most people are not going to use a super dark stain on their furniture. So, you know, it wouldn't look right to have an uber dark stain on it. I feel like I used Provincial, which tends to be a more common stain for stuff like furniture, so that it looks a little more authentic. These little grooves are a pain in the ass, though. Oh my good gracious, this is gonna take me a minute. There we go. I get those grooves. There we are. And then tomorrow morning I'll do a little distress job on these once the stain is cured, and then they'll get a cord wrap around that little handle area there. I don't know if anybody's seen Sinners. Love that movie, by the way. Awesome. Probably one of the best vampire movies I've seen. Probably the best vampire movie I've seen in a long time. In that movie, I love the fact that they were sharpening up chair legs to use as stakes. That's awesome. I feel like I love movies where like they do that, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You know, I think it's cool when you see what they decide to use to turn, what they choose to turn into stakes. I think that's always a cool thing. This one only has one groove, but it looks like it's going to be even a bigger pain in the ass. Nope. All right, it was a wide groove. Yay. Remember, you want to go back over it when you go in a circle like that. You want to go back over it with the grain of the wood. You always want to try to move with the grain of the wood. So if you spin it like this to cover it, make sure you go back over it like that, or you'll end up with weird swirls. And it just will look odd. Yeah, that doesn't look obscene at all, does it? God damn it. All right. There we go. Got a little spot there that didn't quite get. There we go. All right. Woot woot. That's my last project for this week. Man, this was a short one. All right, well, I'm going to clean up real quick. If you guys have questions, stick them in the chat. If you want to do some show and tell, let me know what you guys want to see. I've got custom baseball bats, war clubs, vampire stakes, palm sticks, bow ken, bow stabs, monkey king cudgels. I got a lot. I got Rudis swords. I got all kinds of stuff. So if there's something you want me to do a quick show and tell on before I leave this morning, let me know in the chat. Or if you got questions you want me to answer before I leave, drop them in the chat. And I don't know why I just took my gloves off, because I got to do this, which means I'm going to have to wash my hands again. Oh. Well, as usual, I managed to spray stain everywhere when I was mixing it. I don't know how I do that all the time. I need to be more careful. Yeah, this table is supposed to get dirty, though. It's not really. It's a work table, but I got to paint a bat today. I've got a custom order for a Kuromi themed barbed wire bat. So after I finish this live, I got to do the, I sanded it and did the prep work on the bat this morning. This particular one, this is a custom order for a client. They want a Kuromi theme. Kuromi is kind of like a, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like Hello Kitty if Hello Kitty were goth, I guess. But they want a Kuromi theme, so I'm going to do a lavender and smoke gray checkerboard paint job on this. It's going to get barbed wire wrapped around the top. The barbed wire is going to be black, and the barbs on the wire will be painted gold. And then it's going to have some Kuromi decals on it. So that should be interesting. But yeah, so that's what I got to do after I finish this live. I got to put primer on this bat and let it sit. And then this week, I'll start working on it. And then I probably won't get it done until next week because, well, week after next, because I've got my daughter's wedding next weekend. So I won't be live next weekend. I won't be doing any work next weekend because I will be in Texas for my daughter's wedding. So good times for that. Woot woot. I have to put on big boy clothes for that. So yeah. So anyway, but thanks for hanging out with me on Saturday Staining. If anybody has questions, stick them in the chat. I got a few things to put away, and then I'm out of here, you guys. I'm gonna go do other stuff that I gotta do today. And I got too much stuff to do today. Ugh. Ah. All right, you guys. Sorry to cut this short, but I've got so much shit to get done today. If no one's got questions or wants to see stuff for show and tell, I'm gonna get out of here and go do stuff. But I will be back live tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. for Sunday finishing work. So if you want to see all this stuff get finished up, come join me tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. For that, I will be up at that ungodly hour as always, getting all these projects finished, and then everything goes up on the shop usually by Sunday afternoon. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with me, everybody. Take care. If you come back, I'll see you in the morning. I'm out.